Hey everybody, Jabman025 here. Today I'm taking a look at my 99th Master Grade, the Zaku 2 version 2.0 High Mobility Type Johnny Ridden Custom. Who is Johnny Ridden? Johnny Ridden is another one-year war ace for Zeon. His colors are similar to Char. He has never really appeared in animation, but you see him a lot in video games and in side stories and in manga. So let's have a look. Starting with the torso. Not surprisingly, this shares a lot of similarities with the original Zaku 2 version 2.0. Still got the sliding cockpit, which is kind of neat. You have Johnny sitting in there. There's a little switch here back on the back that lets you slide from one side to the other. Like the other packs, you have to remove the backpack to do this, so it's kind of a pain in the butt to do, but neat nonetheless. Torso, again, very reminiscent of the 2.0 standard Zaku. Color's a little different, of course. One thing you'll notice is the backpack, though. That's new. It's a lot bigger and a lot heavier and more power to it. See, slap it on there. It hangs a whole lot lower than the standard backpack does. Again, high mobility, more speed. The cables are the 2.0 cables. I like them. Some people hate them. The reason is, what you do is you take them off this tree, and you take the individual cable links and slide them down. This can be utter murder on your fingers because it's not a very loose connection. It takes a lot of effort to get those off and around. But the upside is nowhere near as bad as nubs. But yeah, your fingers will hurt a lot, as mine did. And there's lots of cables, so there's lots of pain. Some painting. The inside of the engines need to be painted red. They don't give you anything for that. And there's a little piece on the backpack there, kind of like a camera almost. I'm not sure what that is. They give you stickers for those. I went ahead and painted them. But in the pictures, they all show the inside of those engines as red. And there's a bunch of engines on this thing, so if you want to be true, you got to do some painting there. The mono eye, they give you a sticker for it, but anytime I do a Zaku or anything with a mono eye, I always color it with a red Sharpie. This usually isn't a good idea on Gundam kits because it's really easy to wipe that back off. The thing is, on a mono eye, you have this clear visor over the front, so you're never going to rub it off, so it works really well. Like I said, red Sharpie does the job. And you can see, as the head moves, the mono eye moves with it. That's one of the cooler things about the 2.0 kits. You see the commander's antenna up there. There is a little bit of painting I got to do there. At the very bottom, that has to be painted gray. They do give you a classic antenna if you don't want to go with a more modern look. Now here's where things got a little interesting on this kit. My original plan was to take this armor guard on the right arm and get a little lightning logo on the side. I was going to try and get a lightning bolt going down the side. And originally it didn't look that bad, but I tried to improve upon it, and I made it a whole lot worse. So I abandoned it. Sandpapered the whole thing off and redid it. And the paint I used is slightly different than the red it came with. It does match those little red things on the arm. Those they give you stickers for again. But I decided, okay, let's just do a little bit of a two-tone. I repainted the elbow, I repainted the other shoulder armor so it would match. Not really a real gray, but just a little bit of a two-tone. Just to make something out of a mistake. My lightning bolt idea didn't work, so I had to come up with something on the fly. Repainted a little bit here on the front, did this little section on the cable, and I repainted the commander's antenna just to have a little bit more two-tone going on. Nothing ridiculous over the top, but just a little bit. The legs, I repainted these little circles on the knee, again just to get a little two-tone going, nothing ridiculous. Lots of engines on the legs, 3 each, and yeah, you got to repaint those too. But the legs on this one are a lot bigger, a lot wider, and nowhere near as posable as the 2.0 just because you get a lot of more bulk to the lower part of the legs for all those engines. Now here's something interesting. May I present the most annoying cables in any kit I've ever built. These are very, very tiny cables, and you're going to put very, very tiny links on each one. And just have a cable going through the leg. This is mind-numbingly difficult because they're so small, and the nubs on this thing are ridiculously bad. I almost wish I didn't do them just because they were that big of a pain in the butt. And they're really not that important because you put another piece of armor right over the top of it. So I'm not really going to, if someone wants to do a really fancy internal frame, that's necessary, but I wouldn't blame you if you just skip that altogether. See, the armor round does hamper posability a little bit. The ankles, which were really good on the 2.0. You get this cable here for the leg. You can see on the end of that is a spring, so it helps the leg move around as you bend the knees and such. And you get those right on there. These, again, are a pain in the butt to connect, but they're always a pain in the butt to connect on every 2.0 Zaku. It's just the way it is. See the engines underneath all painted, 6 in total on the legs. And yes, those big, bulky legs on the bottom do hamper posability and do affect balance a little bit. You have this latch that you originally used to hold the bazooka. It's useless here because the backpack covers it up. You can see the knee posability is really hampered by these things. There's just no good way to say it. Where the posability on the original 2.0 was really good, here it sucks. Sorry. The elbow, still great. Shoulders, still great. Hips, still great. It's all great. The ankles and the knees, and not anymore. But that's the price you pay for that extra look. Decals on this kit. There are some really tough dry transfers on this kit. Nothing too terrible. And decals aren't that plentiful. You see 402. The RB. This is an old throwback to the original 1.0 kit. They originally gave the nickname of Red Blitz to Johnny Ridden, but this was later changed to the Crimson Lightning. But they still kind of throw that RB in there as kind of a throwback to the original. There you see that little unicorn symbol on the elbow. That is a tribute to Cassilia Zabi, who Johnny had a bit of a thing for. So that unicorn symbol just keeps popping up, doesn't it? And that's kind of a neat decal. But overall, nice decals. A couple of really nice detail ones, but nothing over the top crazy. I do like that RB. It's kind of a throwback to the original nickname they gave him. And of course that big Xeon symbol on the shoulder that's always there. But nice decals. Nothing spectacular. Now, accessory time. The Heat Hawk. This thing, the whole thing's got to be painted. It comes in a solid gray. You got to paint all the purple, and you got to paint the yellow. You can see it has a super strong connection to the hand. The hand's not really even holding it; it's clipped in there. I didn't do that good of a paint job on it, but quite frankly, I was never a huge fan of the Heat Hawk, so I'm not that broken up about it. There's a clip you can connect on and connect onto the side skirt if you want. The standard Zaku beam rifle, or machine gun if you will. Little awkward to pose with, but not bad. Really, really bad nubs on this particular gun. In fact, most of the weapons in general just have hideously bad nubs on this kit. You can remove the ammo pack and you can still clip that onto the back skirt armor. Like I said, that latch for the bazooka is now covered up, but you can still put the ammo pack back there. Speaking of bazooka, this is the standard Zaku bazooka. No real problems holding him. No real balance issues. Not a problem. Kind of wish the scope was clear all the way through, but what you gonna do? But these all come with the standard 2.0 Zaku. You get these with every kit. This one you don't. This is the Mega Bazooka, or Big Bazooka, or some people call it the Dom Bazooka. When people saw this, they immediately thought, oh, we're getting a 2.0 Dom. There's the bazooka, because this is a 2.0 Dom's bazooka. Well, it never happened. This thing is a gigantic pain in the butt to pose with. It's so heavy, it's really difficult to connect into the Zaku's hand. You can only hold it in the right hand. You can't hold it in the left. And it's really back and front heavy. It's really tough to pose with. But once you get it in a good pose, it does look really cool. But getting into that pose is a major league pain in the butt. So once you get it in that pose, you'll probably never want to touch it again because you don't want to try and get it back in that pose. But it looks good nonetheless. Final thoughts on this kit. This kit gets a thumbs up. This is still a really good 2.0 kit. If I was going to tell you which should you buy, the original Zaku 2.0 or Shower Zaku 2.0 or this one, either one is better than this. This has some flaws. This has a neat look to it. It's different. It's a little bit of a mix-up. Yeah, like the different legs and the different decals. Really well detailed, but that's all 2.0 kits. It's a bit of a step back in terms of posability and in balance, and that new Bazooka, while very cool, is a pain in the butt to work with. But again, no major flaws, still a good kit. If you want one, pick it up, thumbs up. Well, gang, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope you found it informative. If you have any questions, please ask them. I will answer them as best as I can. Thanks again, guys, and I will see you next time. Oh, and one more thing. I'm sure that when Lady Cassilia died, she died a hero, fighting off those Fetties to the last man. Actually, she got her head blown off by a bazooka while trying to retreat.